Hello students, today we will be learning about Indian major divisions part 2. That in that part we will be discussing about Indo-Gangetic plains. So in this photo you can see how the Indo-Gangetic plains are created and how they are formed. They are not created but they are formed. So here in this picture you can see the mountain belt and underneath you can see the active thrust and the mentioned over there Indo-Gangetic plain. That was actually a shallow area. That shallow area was filled with sediments from the Himalayas. So when the rivers were flowing for thousands and thousands of years, those erosion created the Indo-Gangetic plains. So there are three divisions for the Indo-Gangetic plains. They are the western part, the central part and the eastern part. The western part are formed by the Indus rivers and its tributaries, the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Peace, the Sutlej and so on, which are flowing from the Himalayas. In this photo you can see most of the Indus river basin is located in the Pakistan, leaving minor portion of Punjab and Haryana plains in India. In this region, the Dunab features dominate the fertile land between the two rivers. Okay, in this photo you can see the eastern part. See how long it extends. It extends from the Pakistan towards the Assam. East part mostly exists in the Brahmaputra valley of Assam and the river Brahmaputra is responsible for the formation. It extends from the rivers Ghaggar and Testa. This part is mainly spread in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and partly in Haryana, Jharkhand and West Bengal. Here the river Ganga, Yamuna and their tributaries Sone, Kosi etc. drain out from the east part. The Himalayan rivers, while flowing down, deposit gravel and pebble sediments in a narrow belt of 8 to 16 kilometers width, follow a parallel to foothills of Shivalikas. In the picture you can see the underneath the Himalayas you can see small pebbles over there which are mentioned as Babar. Those are actually pebbles. So it acts as a sedimentary rock. So when the water flows through those sediment rocks, there are small rivers and streams which are flowing under the sediment rocks, and these rivers and streams come out through the marshy land which is known as the Terai. Here I have mentioned Bhabar is a porous in nature. Small rivers and streams flow through underground. Terai is the marshy land because the streams from Bhabar area reappear in Terai. So you might be wondering how do they reappear? Because Bhabar are actually porous rocks and they sweep through those rocks and they reappear because the elevation has been changed to the lower area which is the Terai. The region had thick forest and rich variety of wildlife because of the Terai region in Uttar Pradesh. On the top I have mentioned in a green in that picture. In that picture you can clearly see where the Terai region is. Those are very fertile because we have alluvial soil here. So what is alluvial soil? A alluvial plain is largely flat landform created by the deposit of sediment rocks of period of time by one or more rivers combining from highland regions from the alluvial soil form. So this area has so many minerals and so many plants grow much more quicker and it's much more healthier to eat them as well.